Hello and welcome back, everybody. All the mods 9 to the sky. Here on my public server, you can join. Let's get our usual spill out of the way. IP's above me. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. And we are live on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. 4K on YouTube, faster interaction on Twitch. Feel free to join the Discord, links in the description, or !Discord on Twitch. Guys, I'm so ready for today. We're going to do a lot of AE2 work. Going to try to get a bunch of things done, and I preemptively got some processors running. Unfortunately, I did them too early and realized I wasn't giving power to our network here. And that is because the interface that's getting power, I'm no longer powering this energy cube. So we need a point, or we can use the same point. Oh wait, no, we moved it up there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this interface and some cable. Let's see, why don't we just use some blue? We'll switch to green for energy soon. But we're going to fly up top, and I'm just going to put it next to the flux point. I think if I put that cable, it will pull power into our cell here. And we're going to have to hope there's no intermediate issues. I was thinking perhaps I should power everything into applied flux, then pull the power from applied flux to the network. Is something we might switch to. But let's take a look at some of the changes I've done. I did get all the hardened solar panels down. We've got windmills up in the sky, and then we left a bunch of blazing crystals to be charged. Now, with these blazing crystals, we should actually be able to change our solar panels to blazing. So I'm gonna break all these, throw them in the network, and see if we can get blazing solar panels. So let's go ahead and type blazing, and I believe we're going for 6. Oh, but granted, our craft is running. I'm gonna cancel that craft, and I'm gonna queue the 6 of these. But yeah, we're gonna get more auto crafters up today. We're going to make crafting clusters, as I like to call them. And I think I'm gonna let this run through before I queue any other processor. But we needed them all for, we needed them all these processors for the auto crafting setup, because I'm tired of only having one crafting CPU, as well as needing larger crafting storage and more space for patterns. More space for patterns is really important. We got Crewbert coming in on afternoon to you too, sir. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, had a little bit of an internet blip. We should be good here in a second. Let's wait for the stream to stabilize. Okay, we are stabilized. Sorry about that little glitch there. I randomly have internet drops, and it's really annoying, let me tell you. But we do want more blazing solar panels. I'm curious how many we can make with the crystals we have. We're missing clay and sand. Clay and sand. Now, part of today's process was actually going to be making sand and other materials without having to pull them from the sieves. So we're gonna at some point today, set up additional sources of sand and gravel, all the fun stuff. But I'm going to put down our wand and we're going to get some clay real fast. But for the most part, today is more of a ask me questions type of day while I grind. Is lava power a good option? It's good for early game. Definitely for early game. I wouldn't necessarily say late game power, but early game, yeah. I would say so. All right, I do think I have an idea. I have an idea. I don't know if this is gonna work. I would need 2 flux networks, but we'll worry about that in a minute. We're still short sand, and I don't think we have a stock of sand anywhere. I think what I'll do is this hammer. Or you know what? We could just make some. We could make some sand really fast. Let's make a bunch of compressed gravel. And we'll do this manually. Jay's coming in on Twitch. Good evening. Good evening to you too, good sir. We're just doing a little bit of base work while I answer questions people have, especially about AE2. I wish I could tell you more about Power Crew, but obviously I'm not far enough yet. But I do know that lava will run out of enough power gen at some point. I believe there is an entire power generation section. Or did it just go, does it go straight from when you're in here, it talks about power gen and the ultimate farming machine. Given water, power, and sometimes fertilizer, this will automatically farm whatever seed you put in there. Ah, yeah, the phytogenic insulator. But it does talk about Powa. And what I would do is I would use lava generators from Powa until you can make nitro reactors. Nitro reactors are just so powerful. We do have bigger reactors in the pack, which is the method I'm personally going to use for endgame power gen. I'm going to use reactors and turbines. You can also use a mechanism reactor or a antimatter reactor, stuff like that. And then we got Super High and Minister of Gaming coming in. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having wonderful evenings. The only thing I really did off stream was crafted more energy condensers to put on each of our collectors. And I have it giving me blaze rods for now. And I think I'm gonna charge these blaze rods into blazing. Let's do that. How you doing? It's been a while. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Crew says, I'm trying to get the reactor, but I don't know how to get uraninite. So I believe in the pack, when it comes to the reactors... Oh, darn. I was hoping it would show... the cost, but I think for uraninite, you turn uranium into uraninite by energizing uranium is how you're going to get it. So you put uranium and energize, or if you want to try to go the ore method, dimensional mine shafts. Yeah, Minister, let me unban you. If you've taken back control of your Discord account, we had to ban you on the server because your account was compromised and you were posting inappropriate links, scam links. And so we had to ban you. But if you've got it back, I will undo your ban right now, actually. Give me just a second. What is your current Discord username? You made a new one? Well, then you should be able to join with the new account. Jay says it's scary how much damage clicking a link can do. It's true. It's true. Yeah, well then, I don't have you banned, so you should just be able to join the Discord. If you've made a new account, you should be able to join, but let me maybe it IP banned you. Let me clear the ban of deleted user. I think you should be good. Sweet, sweet. Could you do a little AE2 auto crafting for dummies? I have the basics. Yeah, we're actually going to be creating crafting clusters today, so that should line up perfectly. I'm just trying to find how to turn back on my streamer mode. Give me just a second, folks. There it is. Okay, let's dive in here. We're gonna sleep and then pick up where we left off. We should have the blazing solar panels. We'll put them down and then we'll switch to AE2. Let's get all of these down. That's all the ones I crafted. This should give us a good amount of passive power gen for anything we're trying to do today. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So AE2 auto crafting requires two main things. You need a crafting CPU. This is where your coprocessors and your crafting storage goes. The second thing is there needs to be some sort of item that has a pattern. And I say some sort because there is multiple ways to do patterns. The most common for general item crafting is a pattern provider touching a molecular assembler. While molecular assemblers can work on their own, putting a pattern provider allows the pattern provider to use it to craft items. Molecular assemblers themselves do not take AE2 channels, but pattern providers do. Now, let's see if this is caught up. It is. What I'm going to do today is we're going to craft up a bunch of molecular assemblers once we see the resources we're going to need. Let's start with 20, and we need to grab some wood from our tree farm. Hopefully this is enough. Otherwise, we really need to get a mob farm, like really bad. But we'll queue that up, and when you queue a craft, the crafting CPU becomes used. You're back? Awesome. What's your favorite reactor mod? Generally bigger reactors because it's the most up to date. I'm not a fan of mechanism reactors because of the radiation mechanic. It's really bad for servers. So I'm a fan of bigger reactors, which is what we're going to use in our setup. But once these molecular assemblers are done crafting, should be any minute here, we're going to switch to crafting pattern providers. I have to do one craft at a time because I only have one crafting CPU. And a crafting CPU only takes one channel for the entire multi-block. And then in terms of how fast your crafts are, depends on your coprocessors. Now, if you're playing in a pack that has mega cells, I recommend using mega coprocessors because it counts as 4 in 1. But otherwise, a crafting CPU can handle one operation at a time. And what I mean by that is, let's say your craft needs to craft sticks and your craft needs to craft furnaces. It will craft all the sticks because that's one crafting, and then it will craft the furnaces. But if you have 2 coprocessors and multiple molecular assemblers, it will do the sticks and the furnaces at the same time. Along the same logic, when crafting the sticks, if you have one coprocessor, so that gives you 2 crafts, it'll do 2 crafts of sticks at a time. Too many craft in a sentence? Nice. I do think bigger reactors look better than most reactors in most tech mods. Yeah, and I just like I like optimizing bigger reactors. From what you've seen, yeah. But that should be the molecular assemblers done. At least some of them. We're gonna need more sand. I'm gonna make some of these if we have the glass. We do. And we're gonna make our first crafting cluster. Now, I call them clusters. And what I mean by that is stacking multiple pattern providers to the max channel limit, completely covered in molecular assemblers that they share and can all use. And longtime viewers of the channel I'm sure are getting sick of me talking about crafting clusters, but it's one of my favorite mechanics to work on. Now, I like to keep my controller in a chunk, and then I'm going to put my crafting clusters in another chunk. So what I'm going to do is we'll come out a little bit, and then each cluster of 8 channels is going to touch this dense cable. How that's going to work is we're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then let's grab the ones we have, and if we can, we'll craft more. Because each one of these takes a channel, and we want each cluster to have 8. So we're going to go ahead and go one of the channels, and I'm going to come diagonal and put 2. Then we'll go, oops. We're sharing the molecular assemblers. So we've got 2 pattern providers, 3, 4, share, share, 5, 6, share, share, 7, 8. So that puts 8 channels on our cable. Now, to finish the crafting cluster, this is where you would then come along and cover all the pattern provider faces with assemblers. I just don't have enough at this moment. We need to produce sand, and rather than hammering for sand, I was looking at the Zycraft method for sand. If we take a look at Zycraft. Oh, I thought Zycraft had sand. Do I have to do? Okay, Zycraft can't do sand. I was completely wrong, but I was thinking of the sludge refiner. But in that case, we're going to get another hammer. 2 of them to be precise. And why don't we make a pattern for these? Because I feel like we're going to be using them pretty late game due to the fact we can upgrade all of these. So let's go ahead and put these patterns in. And as we can see, we've already now got all of these pattern providers. It's fantastic. But to get more sand, we need 2 flux hammers, and these flux hammers are going to pull gravel. I didn't know you were live. Oh, I didn't mark I was streaming. I apologize. That's on me. That's on me. I have failed as a content creator. We do need a couple induction cards. I don't know if we have the materials. We do, so let's get those crafting. And why don't we add these hammers to a line that we can? So there's 25 channels on this dense line. I think we're gonna put our 2 hammers here on one of these cables. So we got 6. Okay, so this cable only has 6. Because of that, I'm gonna go hammer, hammer. And we need to have an interface on the top, an interface on the side. We need a hammer ourselves because I kind of used them in the craft. Oh my gosh, it's always the logs, man. It's always the logs. Let's get a few. I really need to craft lily pads of fertility, or from Project E, there is the goddess band that you can put on a pedestal. It requires dark matter though, which requires all the modium. I can make everything else here except all the modium. So I can't do that yet. But let's get a few logs. And the lily pads of fertility will come once we have a mob farm. And I believe I needed a hammer. Is that right? Oh, we're in the middle of a craft. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell this bottom hammer to output into the interface. Then we will cable this in. And in each of these, we need a induction card. That should give these power. And then we want it to be processing cobble. What's the difference between ME deep drive and an item drive? Okay, so a deep drive or a disk drive, right? A disk drive doesn't have a type limit. Normal drives have a type limit. However, the benefit of AE2 types in drives is this. The first item that comes in, if you know the difference between bytes and bits, the first type of an item stored takes a byte, takes 8 bits. But then every item after it only takes 1 bit. So even though a normal item cell says 65,000 bytes for the 64K, what that is 1 byte is used for the type, and then if you stored all of one single type of item here, you would times that by 8, and that's how much it can hold. Disk drives, and then we'll get into a single deep cell in a second. Disk cells, which don't have type limits, store everything as a byte, not bits. Because of that, you're literally, it's 1/8 the storage of the storage component, but there's no type limit. And that's the big difference. And then there is item bulk cells from Mega. And what these are is you have to partition it to one single item type, and then it can hold integer limit of that item. It's really useful, to be honest. I am curious here, why do I not want the goddess band? I would like to know. Is it not performing? It functions like a scythe. Yeah, because it harvests. It harvests. But can't the goddess band, can't you disable the scythe part with the when you're in the controls for Project E? One of these, the change mode or the extra function, you can turn off the scythe effect, I believe, if I remember correctly. But we need to speed up these hammers. I totally forgot about that. And so we're going to make a pattern for just the gold upgrades for now. We don't have the power for diamond upgrades. So give me a second here. Let's see if we have the materials. We could be short because I need 6. Nope, we have enough. Beautiful. I'm going to make a bunch of the one item drive. Yeah, you end up needing a lot of channels. I do recommend crew. There is a way to store 16 or no, 20. 16 or 20 drives on one channel, and that is the extended drive. The extended drive functions as 2 ME drives, and that'll help you with storing all those items. But let's grab those upgrades. And once we have more power, we're going to switch everything to diamond for sure. Oh, we're missing. Oh, we didn't do the output. There we go. Now it'll function. We're good. So you're saying, oh yeah, it turns out you can turn it off. Yeah, I'll be honest. If you couldn't turn it off, I wouldn't use it. But I was going to say, I believe I remember being able to turn it off. But go ahead, everybody. Keep firing the AE2 questions and add-ons regarding it. Or any all the mods question, I'll try to answer. But AE2 is my specialty. And we'll keep going here. This mod pack is like an automation dream. Yes, especially since it has applied flux, which I do think after we finish one cluster, I'm going to rotate the way I'm doing my power. We're gonna change how we're doing it here. We're probably gonna need obsidian. Because what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 flux networks. 2 flux networks. One for power generation and one for power out. And we're going to use FE storage cells as the intermediaries. Jays says, had no clue about the extended drive, just upgraded. Thanks. Yeah, of course. I highly recommend you take a look at all of extended AE. It is by far my favorite, hands down, addition to applied energistics. Because there is so much to it now. especially of the different bus types. And a big thing, which we're going to do, is the infinite water cell and the infinite cobble cell. Rotate your power, or I guess I shouldn't have said rotate. I should have said shift how I'm doing my power. So I should have said shift. But we're not using these ones yet, so I'm going to pull them and I'm going to put them here. And then, actually, what I'm going to do, I want to get rid of all these patterns being here. And if we look at it, I've got 4 pattern providers. I'm going to take away 4. And we'll grab the extended AE packaging tape, which is ME packing tape. We do need paper. And then autocraft. And what this allows us to do is normally when you're moving pattern providers, you have to pick up all the patterns. But the packing tape allows us to sneak right click and they maintain their patterns, which is exactly what we want. So let's place those. Now all of our patterns are up in this cluster and we can tear this down. We'll start building another cluster here. I think I'm going to go crosswise. So I'm going to place that and we'll start putting some pattern providers. And we'll definitely have more to craft, but this'll get us started for now. Until we can craft more of those items. So here's what I mean about rotating power. The best way I can demonstrate it, I'm actually gonna, let me turn on my display capture and open up Paint. So here is our power. We've got power that is being generated. Okay. And the power that's being generated is currently being pushed in... Oh, that is not a point we want. Let me... Why can't I think... Oh, brushes. I wanted brushes. So I'm going to go brush, and I'm going to give it a bigger point. Our power is being generated, and it's being... I'll just write. Screw it. It's being put into the flux network. The mod flux. Then from flux, we are powering, oh gosh, I can draw a little bit. We are powering both the ME applied flux. I'm going to type AF applied flux. Pardon my drawing here. And the flux itself is also being stored in or powering machines. But the problem here is that we are splitting the power into applied flux because it's taking it all, and that makes the machines not get any power. So what we're going to change is we're going to come into flux. Just like I was saying, we're going to come into flux. Flux is going to go into applied flux, and applied flux is then going to power all the machines. And the way to power the other machines is to inject right here. We're going to inject a secondary flux network. So we're going to use 2 flux networks, and that's what we're going for here. Let me catch up here. Never mind, I've tried extra function change mode and it still harvests. I was thinking it wasn't much faster and forgot to turn it on. Oh. I swear you can turn off the reap though. I'll have to Google it. I could be wrong, but I swear you can turn it off. But what we're going to do is we're going to need some plugs. Let's make a pattern for that. And some points. Let's make a pattern for points as well. Gonna go ahead, put our patterns in here. Hello everyone, says Rangoline. What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. I'm gonna add flux here. I'm not gonna use the Ratatouille power at this time. I'm gonna grab a flux point and a plug. And here's how we're gonna do it. Up here, I'm going to rotate this so that whatever point I put here is just putting power into applied flux. Yeah, so crew, that's applied flux. That's the whole thing we're talking about. Finally made it home in time to watch a stream. Nice. So applied flux allows for the storage and transfer of power within your network using storage cells. Using storage cells. You have to have an induction card in an interface or pattern provider, can be extended, or a flux accessor to move the power around. And an important factor is that the power stored in the storage cells will not power your network. You have to pull power out of the storage cell, then power your controller, which is what we're going to do. Right now, we've got FPK power in. That is the network we're in. This is power coming in to the network. And we want all of our plugs over here to be on the FPK power in, which they already are. The next big thing is over here at we have a flux accessor. This allows us to access the stored power. I'm then pulling from it with an upgraded cable. Eventually we'll make this even better, but the problem is it doesn't passively push. You have to pull. We're going to make a new network called FPK Power Out. And I'm going to make it yellow. So we're going to put this plug on FPK Power Out. This is now what we also want our controller to be on. FPK Power Out. And I also want this on FPK Power Out. Now we should be getting power to it. I need to figure out why we're not. Is our cell... Oh, the AE2 network's down. The AE2 network's down. We're gonna have to jump start it. I think I'm gonna be extra safe, and I will do this point. Okay, we're back on YouTube. We're back on Twitch. My internet died again. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know when it cut off, so I will go over again what I was doing. Oh my gosh. What is going on with my internet, dude? Okay, we're back again. Jeez. This is driving me nuts, but Wrangling came in with a question and asked, is there a way to filter flux networks to not see everyone else's power? The biggest thing to use, Wrangling, if you're always using your network, is Flux itself has a configurator, which you can copy and paste your network. In terms of filtering, there's not really a good way to filter in the network selection screen, because all you can do is sort by name. That's it. That's all you can do. Okay, we're back. We're jump starting the network. I'm just putting Forge Energy here to go into power in. Then we're going to have a second point that is going to be powering the controller. I need to get this down first of FPK power out. All right, let's see if we stay live. Let's see if we stay live. I apologize if you're watching later and the video gets all choppy. Just having some issues with my computer here. So what I'm going to say is everybody that just asked questions, all right, I have restarted my computer. I've restarted my computer. We're going to see if this works. We'll see if everything stabilizes. I'm sorry, guys. What a mess. What a mess. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm just gonna wait a second. It seems to be stabilizing, guys. Hey, Von Klusen, how you doing? I think we're good to continue. I think we're good to continue. How's it on everybody else's end? If anybody's still here. Oh, nope, there it goes. Mess. That was the prelude to the whole internet going out. What a mess. But it looks stable now. So we're back. I'm gonna have to cut out that section from the stream once it finishes processing. So if you watch it before the processing's done, there's going to be a really messy section there. But guys, we are back. We are live. Everything should be good. The only thing I'm scared to stream. I'm worried I'm going to start trying to explain this again and it's going to die on me. So we're just gonna fly around for a minute. Okay, it's definitely stable now. It's definitely stable. Wow, what a mess. What a mess, guys. We were talking about finishing the switch over, and we have. Did you find the problem? Yeah, Nova. I think something was just up with my router and modem. Everything's green across the board now. I didn't go live again till it said green across the board. So what we've got is our power is coming in the FPK power in network, which isn't touching the AE2 controller. It is going through an induction card and storing that power in our FE storage cell. Oh man, okay, our FE storage cell has the power come out of a flux accessor through an ultimate pipe upgrade into our power out network. In the power out network is where we are powering the controller, as well as all of our flux points are going to be as FPK power out. Oh man, what a mess. What a mess. All right. I don't know if all the questions people were asking, if I got the answers out before the lag happened. So, if anybody just got a disgusting ad for burger pizza from Papa John's, oof. If anybody had a question that wasn't answered, feel free to ask again. We should be good. But that fixed the power. The situation we drew in Notepad is resolved with this little setup here. So we're good. We're good. I would like to move the flux accessor to plug system up there as well, but I think we'll save that for later. I've been completely derailed on what we were talking about, what we were doing. It was quite a mess. So why don't we just get started here again? Something I wanted to do was from extended AE. Can I pump water with an ME interface? Working on a mini project and kind of think I need to do pipes if that doesn't work. So what do you mean by pump? Like push water out? You'd either have to use an export bus, or the machine that needs the water needs to be able to pull. Needs to be able to pull. For instance, industrial foregoing, when you're in the liquids, you can say pull. Otherwise, you have to use an export bus. But yes, machines or pipes can grab water from an interface without any issue, though. But guys, from extended AE, I want to make the infinite cobble and the infinite water cell. Let's go ahead and see what we're missing. It's going to be the buckets of fluids, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we need 2 buckets of water, and then we're going to be golden. So let's grab 4 buckets. Throw these in here. And let's craft our 2 cells. So we've got infinite cobble and infinite water. Once it's... Oh my gosh, I need 1 more bucket of water. Are you serious? I should have crafted the other one first. Definitely should have crafted the other one. But the other thing we're going to set up is it's time to start our drives for the first time. We haven't been using drives. The only cell we have is a dock. We haven't needed cells, but it's time for it. I got it working. Auto input works. Never had to before. Ah. What's the, if I can ask, what's the project you're working on? I'd love to know. But now we need patterns for drive bays. And I prefer the extended drives. So let's make a pattern for that and a pattern for ME drive. Let's go ahead and I'm going to try to get 4 of these. What's a dock cell? So mega. So you'll notice normally to put a cell in the network, you either have to craft a ME chest or, and that requires a terminal or a drive. But when you're starting early game, mega cells added, and it's super useful. Mega Cells, so at Mega, added a ME cell dock. I'll let you see at the end of stream if you want to come over. Yeah, I'll do that, Seer, when you're done. And it's so simple. Fluix cable, copper, iron, iron, you get a dock. A dock is a cable component, so it can go on any side of a cable and holds one of any type of cell, which is super useful. I absolutely love cell docks. It's really good for small networks. That's what a cell dock is. Well, let's go ahead, and we've got some extended drives. And for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on the controller. Eventually, they'll be stored elsewhere, but for now, we're going to put them on the controller and just waste channel space. In this first one, I'm going to put my infinite cobble and infinite water cell. And then I'm going to have to be fast, but we're going to move the energy storage up here. Okay, I think we were fast enough. We're good. So let's go ahead and be done with that cell dock. And we are now done with the water as well. We don't need this anymore. So I'm going to clear. Oh, darn. I'm going to clear the water here. We also don't need a cobble gen anymore because we have infinite cobble. Infinite cobble, infinite water with those extended AE cells. And what I mean by infinite is quite literally integer limit cobblestone, integer limit water. So we're going to go ahead and be done with cobble gen. Don't need that anymore. And why don't I take a snooze real fast? But okay, let's keep growing our AE2 system. The next big thing is going to take a bit more automation. And that's going to be trying to get mega crafting going. Because I want mega coprocessors. If we look at a mega coprocessor, it does require a mega crafting unit, which requires the accumulation circuit. An accumulation press is a singularity engineering calculation. Singularities come from a matter condenser, and we need a 256. So I'm just going to go through the various things we're going to need, and feel free, everybody, to keep asking questions, and we'll go over everything. Let's go ahead and put these patterns up here. I do need more patterns themselves. And I do want to start setting these drive bays. So like this is going to be at 1,000 priority, both of these. And another reason we want mega cells is to start making the bulk item. Bulk item cell storage, which requires accumulation processors. So once we go ahead and get some more... Oh, we're stuck on glass. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. You know what? Why don't we, let's grab a emerald, a furnace upgrade of emerald to obsidian and obsidian to netherite. Let's see. What is the, obsidian to netherite. We just need one more obsidian and we need some soul sand. Soul sand's something where we haven't been sifting yet. How did you automate the inscribers? We did a whole section on Super Factory Manager's default example for AE2 inscribers and using that and modifying it. And that is what we are currently using, is Super Factory Manager. All my items come in here with very custom patterns, and Super Factory Manager handles the rest. But we definitely will start. Okay, jetpack's charging. We're going to switch from Super Factory Manager to just Applied Energistics. We just haven't done it yet. But we'll probably do that soon. I don't think we'll do it in today's episode. But I do need some soul sand real quick, which is sand in witch water. But I was curious if Zycraft can make it, but I don't see it. But we will get it from sludge, which is good. But I'm just going to grab some sand. Come over to my witch water. And we should be able to craft obsidian to netherite on the furnace. Beautiful. All right, so I believe all the augments are going to shoot out, but let's put this on and this on. Okay, it stayed. We're good. We're good. Just got into AE2 again on the server. Haven't done AE since FTB Monster. All of this is gibberish to me. Well, this is the stream, Von Clusen, to go ahead and ask questions. Any questions you have. Alkahestry is good for soul sand. Now that is the book, right? Alkahestry tome? Yeah. But I think I'm going to go the method of... Excuse me, my nose is dying here. It's hurting. Of just crops. Man, today's been a rough day for streaming. Can also do sand through bulk haunting, which is pretty cool. But we've got our patterns set up. We needed more wood. So let me get some more wood. Van Clusen says, what was the multi-block that was flashing? If you're talking about this is a crafting cluster. We went over how to make them earlier in the episode. It's not really a multi-block per se, but I guess it kind of is. It's 8 pattern providers sharing a whole bunch of molecular assemblers, and that's what we're crafting more of. Darn, it really uses a lot of wood. But is that what you were talking about, Van Clusen? Is that what you needed an answer to? Oh, are you talking about this? This is the controller for my AE2 network. The reason it's so big is I'm eventually going to be using every face of this. Every empty face is 32 channels. This is the controller. This is the brain of the AE2 network. Ooh, what's he got for sale? Ooh, he's got wither skeleton skulls. I'm actually going to buy those from him. because we could get a wither. Yeah, look at that. Easy, easy. Okay, I think we're good. So we needed a 256K cell. After the 256, we need a matter condenser. I'm going to go ahead and make a pattern for these because I might use more later. So let's make a pattern for the matter condenser. Oh, yep, there we go. And let's grab a matter condenser. Now, didn't extended AE come out with something? Let me check something real fast. I'm going to type extended. So there's the crystal fixer. I can't remember exactly what it does. We're going to have to look it up. But there's the ME canner. Doesn't tell us either. Let's go to the extended AE site and see what these new blocks do. The extended AE wiki. Give me just a second here. Okay, I'm going to look at the releases and read what they do. So give me just a second here. Why don't we just craft them? Why don't we just craft them? I'm having a hard time finding anything information-wise on them. We need a crystal fixer. I want to see what this does. Let's go ahead and craft one of those. And let's craft a canner. Uses an ingredient buffer, which is a really, really useful block. But I want to see what some of these new items do. Let's grab that. We need our storage component and we need a canner. Hey, Van Klusen super chatted $5. Thank you so much. What do you currently use for mob drops? Any thoughts on simulation chambers? Guys, simulation is amazing. I don't have a mob farm yet because I'm mainly going to be using hostile neural networks because we have passive mobs in them too, a few of them. But simulation chambers are really fantastic because of two reasons. One, prediction matrices are cheap AF. You hardly need anything for them. And all just look at let's look at Witch. Where is Witch is right here, right? Witch alone can give you redstone, glowstone, sugar sticks, spider eye, glass bottle, witch hat, and witch hats can give you those mats as well. I like simulation. We will eventually crystal fixer. I'm really interested in this. We will eventually have a mob farm and hostile neural networks. I just don't have them yet. Let's go back to extended AE. Let's try to get this ME canner. I just have to autocraft that. Then autocraft this, and we'll see what crystals it's fixing. I'm really interested to find out. So the canner. Fill mode. Oh, I know what this is. I know what this is. It's to quickly pull fluids out of your network, right? So if this was on your network and we're doing, you can do fill or empty. It's how to very quickly put containers of fluids into the network. In this case, let's grab a tank. And we'll put the tank in, and let's say we wanted water. I think I put it, oh, right here. Water. Oh, does it? Okay. Machine that counting stuff including fluids, mechanism, gas, botania, mana, and even energy. It even does energy. The first slot is for what to fill, and the second slot is for what to be filled. It needs energy to run, and every operation costs 80 AE. It only fills fluids by default. You need to install corresponding add-ons to make it fill other stuff. A simple setup for an ME canner. An ME canner will auto-eject the filled item when it accepts the ingredients from an ME pattern provider. The pattern must only contain the stuff to fill and the container to be filled. Here are some examples. Water and bucket gives you water bucket. Energy cell, you can fully charge an energy cell. And it can also drain items from containers. Perfect. And why don't we, in the extended AE, why don't we read what the Crystal Fixer does? ME Crystal Fixer can repair budding Certus block and turn it into the upgraded one. It needs charged Certus crystal, quartz crystal, and power to work. Right-click it with a charged Certus quartz crystal to input. However, it can't turn flawed to flawless. That's fine. Oh my gosh, because I was wondering when it came to the budding Certus, we don't really have a way to get it. Is there, Seer? So the Crystal Fixer is going to be fantastic for that. So that's what those machines do. Now we know. Now we know. That's really neat. I like that. I like that. But anyway, what we're doing right now is we need a matter condenser, as well as a export bus and some acceleration upgrades. It's a rare random reward. Okay, okay. But guys, so this is the matter condenser. And what it does is turns anything you pump into it into either matter balls or singularities. And the big next step to move into the next age of AE2 is singularities. So we're just going to do this up here for now. And I'm going to put a cable in a cable. And what we're going to do is a 256. And instead of destroy items or matter balls, we want singularities. Then what we're going to do is we're going to export to this with as much speed as we can do a bunch of cobblestone, because remember, our cobblestone is now infinite. So this is going to start receiving cobblestone and it'll kick up in speed because remember, AE2 has to ramp. To save lag, everything starts low. And then if the operation is successful, it does the operation again a little bit faster. And if it's successful again, it gets a little bit faster to the point it starts to ramp. So as you can see, it's really speeding up here. It's going to be going really fast. We're going to get our singularities. And I want to auto put these singularities into the network. So let's grab a import bus. We don't need to speed it up because it's not producing items super crazy fast. Oh, a little bit of lag. But this should... Is the server frozen? Why is this not... There we go. Okay, it should be speeding up now. We're good. We're good. Just to be safe though, maybe it doesn't like multiple things grabbing cobble. Let's import water into our condenser. Water's definitely slower. Do we need to do cobble? Yeah, cobble's much faster, so I'm going to stick with cobble, but we'll let that run. And in the meantime, we'll start preparing for the next megacell system. So for that, we need another inscriber. This inscriber needs to be somewhere along this network. I think I'm going to move my energy buffer and we're going to put this inscriber here. Again, we don't want auto export, but we do want automation access mode. And we're going to edit our program. So, inputting from materials, we need to output to our mega... What do you call it? What do you call it? If we come to the accumulation circuit requires sky steel ingot. Sky _ steel _ ingot. So let's come here and we're going to output sky steel ingot to, and I'm just going to call it accumulation slots. Slot 2. And from the materials to our finished products, we need printed accumulation processor. Is that right? Is that how it is? Printed accumulation processor. Okay, I think we should be good. Printed accumulation processor. Input to materials, output to results. Should be done. Let's grab our fancy wand here from SFM. And let's grab the labels from the factory manager. And we need to add accumulation right here. Then push. Now we need to automate SkySteel. SkySteel is a in-world transformation. And remember, we have made a in-world transformation system. We'll come over here, and in this pattern, we'll go ahead and add this. And the only thing we need to do is in the storage bus, add SkySteel. Now, just to be safe, I'm going to create a pattern for charged Certus. And we're going to add that to our extended charger. So we need to come here. We need to put this. And we need to say charged Certus. So with that, we should be able to request Sky Steel. Oh, there it is, Sky Steel. Let's try to get 1,000. So we should see the items shoot out here, start transforming, and then get pulled into the network. We're not picking up the Sky Steel. Why is that? Oh, is it because it's trying to do stack at a time? Oh, submerged in lava. Guys, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Cancel the craft. Cancel the craft. Guys, I wasn't thinking. Sky still goes in lava. How could I forget? It's going to be relatively simple to set up. We're just going to do the same setup, but for Sky Steel. So let's quickly grab some glass. Have a bunch smelting. Then we need a annihilation pane. Once the glass finishes, it should be pretty quick. It'd be even faster if we changed the glass pattern to do stacks at a time. But I'll just cancel this for now. And I'm going to show you guys another extended AE tool called the pattern modifier. I'm going to go ahead and craft one of these. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to my extended access terminal. I'm going to show everything. And we do know in the furnace there is the glass pattern. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open my pattern modifier. I'm going to place this in and I'm going to times it by 10 and by 10. I want it to do 100, 100. Just like that. We can put the pattern back in the furnace. Oh, I didn't take it out of here. And I'll just place it manually. And with that, now when we request glass, it'll do it in chunks like that. Beautiful, beautiful. But either way, I'm going to just let that finish, and I'm going to grab a annihilation plane and a formation plane as soon as it's ready. And we'll need a storage bus and a interface. That's all we need. Well, that and some quartz fiber. Now, let's set up the lava cell. Let's see, where do we have some channels? We got 14 there, 26 on the main line here, so I'm going to just use it. I'm going to put some glass down. Our lava will go right there. So we can cover this. And what we're going to have is some quartz fiber powering a formation plane and a interface. On top of this is going to be the pattern provider. We'll just grab an extended one. That's fine. And pattern providers can directly connect to dense cable, if anyone was wondering. From the pattern provider, we'll steal power for the annihilation plane that goes into a storage bus that will only store sky steel. We'll add a little bit more glass. Oops. See if I can get this right. There we go. And we'll wire this up. Now our sky steel pattern goes in here. And we just need a bucket of lava. So now we should be able to request sky steel. Our magnet might pick it up. So I'm going to add another demag, actually. That's a demagnetizer. Makes it so that your magnet on your inventory doesn't pick up items that are within a configured radius, like so. So that should be safe. Let's go ahead and try making sky steel. And I'll give all these back to the inventory. Uh-oh. We didn't say drop his item. We did not say drop his item. That was a mistake, folks. Super says, I saw someone try to use applied flux mod. Yeah, we're using it. Our entire base is powered off applied flux right now. We're using applied flux. That is all of our power. All right, let's try that again. My magnet picked up. Why did it do that, man? Was the magnet not close enough? Let's make a bigger. Let's grab a 5x5 demag coil. And I'll just put it right there. So now, there we go. Now my magnet can be on. We're good. We're golden. Have we gotten a singularity? Yep, we've gotten 5. So I'm going to take a singularity. And if we remember to make the accumulation press, it is calculation engineering. So I'm going to grab my engineering, come to my calculation, and make this press real fast. It consumed the press. Oh, I didn't realize it would consume. Uh-oh. Oops, not 1,000. Jeez almighty. Let's make our presses again. All right, just let me manually do it. We need calculation and engineering back. So that's going to be diamond and Certus. And if we take a look in the press, that's all it is, right? Oh, it's iron plate. Iron plate skystone dust. So we actually need iron plates. 2 of those and 2 skystone dust. Very quick, let's check our labels. So this one is engineering. So I'm going to go diamond, plate, skystone. And then we'll just quickly make the Certus one, but our engineering was here and our calculation was here. Correct? Correct. Beautiful. And now we have the mega accumulation press. Now, for making the pattern, because we're using Super Factory Manager, I think they did the 4 storage drive. The 4K? Is that what you mean? But we're going to make a pattern for an accumulation processor. But we're going to change this. What we're going to change is that printed accumulation, we're actually going to just put SkySteel, and silicon, we're just going to put silicon. So let's put 1 silicon and 1 SkySteel, and put that here. So theoretically, let's try and see if this works, because theoretically it should work. So accumulation processor. Oh, but we do need, okay, we need another system here. We need basic to iron for the storage cell. Or let's just craft basic to diamond. So we need a redstone torch, basic to iron, basic to gold, basic to diamond. Oh, I had a bunch of those. Gosh dang it. And we need a hopper upgrade for the chest, but it needs to be tier 2. In our chest, we'll upgrade this to diamond. We'll add the hopper upgrade. And in it, we do not want to do any pushing. Or bottom pushing. We want to push the top, allow accumulation. Am I spelling it wrong? There we go. So that should now match the other one, right? Perfect. This needs to be here. This, we need to move. I totally forgot in the program. We need to input from accumulation west side output to materials. Oh, did I spell accumulation wrong? ACCUMU. ACCUMU. Get off, kitty. Give me a second. Something isn't working right. Ugh. Hey, we got Steve. Hi, how are you? I meant 4K flux storage drive. Yeah, we're using a... I think we might actually be using a 4K ourself. Does it not like the comma? There we go. So now it'll pull it, it'll get there, and we should have accumulation processors. Beautiful. For those who don't know, this lets us get into mega cells. So this is where we're going to start crafting mega coprocessors. So I'm just going to app mega for a minute. We're going to make a bunch of patterns. We need a mega crafting unit and mega coprocessor. Anyone? Yeah, I hear you, Steve. I hear you. There is just a delay on YouTube because I stream in 4K. I have to have normal latency turned on, and it's a little dicey in terms of latency. But let's go ahead and put these patterns in, and I'm gonna try to get 4 of these. Let's let that craft. We should... Yep, all the fluid conversions working. That's all good. And I do need to put some acceleration cards over here, but I'll have to make more. But once that's done, we're going to try to make 4 1M mega crafting storage. Now, it's going to have quite the... Oh, okay. Yeah. The delay sucks. Steve, if you want faster interaction, I'm live on Twitch at the same time. I am simulcasting. So it's 4K YouTube, fast interaction Twitch. And then you can kind of pick your poison, essentially. But we'll wait for this to finish crafting, and we're gonna add 4 crafters to the system, so we can be doing multiple things at once. Let's grab some cable. I'm gonna go dense and small, and we'll do the same as the other side. We're going to watch our chunk boundaries, and we're gonna come into another chunk. Perfect. And then what I'll do is I'm going to have to request some more blue cable, but we'll go on each side. So sorry, but I have to go. I'm glad I could support your channel. Hey, thanks so much, Steve. I hope you have a wonderful day or night. And have a good one. This will be done any moment. Should be. Oh, it ran out of redstone. Oh, the Fluix dust. Oh. Edit. Output. Output. I need to know the code for Fluix dust. Fluix_dust. Output. Fluix dust 2 last slots 2. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm realizing we could have a problem of if it puts Fluix dust here, but then puts like a logic circuit here, we're going to have a problem. So we're going to remedy this. Before we do anything else. I'm going to quickly get a little more cable, and then up here, we're going to grab another inscriber. Or no, that wouldn't work. We're just going to have to, it's going to have to sit like this for now. And the big thing that's going to matter is when we switch to AE2 automating extended inscribers is what we're going to have to do. That's going to be the solution. But a 1 mil crafting storage does require vibrant quartz glass. So let's make a pattern for vibrant quartz glass. And put that in a assembler. And now we should, it was only 6,000 bytes, so I should be able to request like 4 of these. Oh, we're short redstone. We are definitely short redstone. We're going to have to request just 1 for now. And we need to be producing more redstone. The big thing about that is like if we come to the dust sieve, we don't have enchanted meshes. I think it's time to start getting enchanted meshes. So I'm going to grab an enchanter. Oh, wait, but the enchanter uses book and quill, and we don't have squid. We don't have ink sacs. So I'm just gonna do an enchanting setup, guys. And we'll just have to hope. We'll have to hope for good enchants. Unfortunately, that's the method we're gonna have to use. Gonna try to get a bunch of saplings here. Bunch of wood, I should say. Because I need planks. Let's make some bookshelves. We're going to improve our sifting setup while this is crafting. And I don't think I can tier up the bookshelves yet. I don't think I can. Because, yeah, we'd either have to go sea shelf, which is pufferfish water bottle, or we would need regeneration to go hell shelf route, or dragon's breath. We could go try to get some dragon's breath. But we would need gas tiers. Nah. We're stuck any way we look at it, basically. We just have to, we've got progression that needs to be done. But I'm going to put the enchanting setup over here. We'll go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. That is max enchanting. And we're going to enchant our meshes and just hope for the best. So why don't we grab, we've already got one enchanted mesh. But let's just grab all of these. So that's the enchanted one. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Diamond mesh, diamond mesh, diamond mesh. And we're gonna hope against hope here. Okay, so we got a fortune 2, just efficiency, fortune 2. So I'm gonna do the 2 fortunes on these guys. So we'll put a fortune 2 and the other fortune 2. And then on these ones, we'll just put efficiency. So that'll help with the redstone, but the biggest thing is we got to start farming mobs, guys. My favorite way to get redstone is witch simulations and witch farms. So I think it's finally time to make a mob farm. I don't think we'll necessarily make it today, but we can prepare by making a XP drain which needs a singularity tank, which needs glass, but we're currently in the middle of a craft. So I'll wait for that to finish. We'll make the tank. We'll get the essence, the XP, which is needed for making cursed GM feed. You feed this to a chicken and you get a cursed egg, or a rotten egg, I should say. That creates hyper mob spawning dirt. And that is where I think next episode is going to be all about a mob farm. All about a mob farm. But I do have to wait for this to finish before I can do anything else. And I'm just going to install them over here. I can preemptively place the coprocessors for you guys. So why don't we get some cable here? And we'll come into the next chunk. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should allow me to go coprocessor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with a coprocessor. I would like to stream longer, but I believe my son's going to be going to sleep soon, and me and my wife are going to game it up and have some fun. So I want to get ready for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the internet issues we had today, but I appreciate anybody who stuck through and still decided to hang out. I hope we answered most of the questions people had. And every episode I'm live, you can feel free to ask more AE2 questions and we'll go over them together. But ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful day or night wherever you may be in the world, and I'll catch you